And whoa, wait. I forgot to hit the button. My bad. Sorry about that, everybody. I forgot that I was making a video and my desktop audio stuff was still turned on. But everything is good now. Good to see you, Kitty Lover. Good to see you, Cohagen. Good to see you, Cedez. Good to see you, Snow. Good to see everybody. Time for more solo leveling. So let's get the formalities out of the way, shall we? Good morning, and yo, peoples! Kyushu92 here, and welcome back to more solo leveling special episodes reactions. Last we left off, good to see you, Psycho. We saw Jin and his family. Wu has become Inspector Wu. Gogun, he shares his last moments, even after drinking a little bit of the elixir. He shares his last moments with Jin, seeing all of his memories from the previous life he had. And then we see Jin with his family, married to Cha Hae-in, and his son, Suho, who apparently is showcasing abilities. And Belion wants to teach him swordsmanship, Igris wants to teach him academics, so those two big generals are already clashing against each other. And Jin's all like just chilling. Jinno wants to marry Jinna. It's just so much going on today. So let's go ahead and get started with special episode 13. And it fades, it goes from the page. And mind you, I'm reading from Tapas. Of course, if you guys want to see what I am seeing, then you can go to either Tapas or any other website that has solo leveling on it. Just so you know. Just in case people, ask to see images. I'm not going to do that because copyright reasons. I already got a strike because of that, and I don't want another one. But the page fades to black, and it goes to what looks to be some ant speaking.
There is no food here. Our children are eating their children. There is no longer any food here to support the citizens of our kingdom. We cannot allow this to continue! We need an all-powerful soldier to lead the citizens of our kingdom.
And mind you, this looks like the Ant Queen from like the Jeju Island incident.
For the sake of our kingdom, make the enemies who stand in our way tremble in fear!
So yeah, this probably had to be back during the Jeju Island raid. And as this keeps going, the words,
make the enemies who stand in our way tremble in fear!
And it keeps going over and over. And then it goes to, it cuts to when Beru first showed up, way back when he was still known as the Ant King.
Your king was not outside. And that is how I was born to kill. Are there others? Others you call king? All living creatures looked upon me with terror in their eyes. Are you the king of the humans?
And this is Beru back then, speaking to Jin when they first interacted. Is this going to be a Beru-centered episode? Is this going to be... Because we had one that was focused on Igris, his time as the right hand of Ashbourne. We had a whole chapter where he was narrating. But now we're getting a Beru chapter? We haven't seen Beru do his own thing in a hot minute. It's been a while. Aside from him maiming that one stepdad who, abused his own stepdaughter into, suicide, basically. But if this is a Beru-centered chapter, I can't wait because Beru is the most fanatical when it comes to serving Jin.
Are you the king of the humans?
An insect talking. Huh.
That was the first time.
And it shows Beru back then roaring at Jin before they started to have their skirmish.
That was the first time I came across someone who did not fear me.
Now you're behaving more like an insect.
It's been a while since I've met a human who is not frightened of me.
And it shows Beru, who's looking down at Suho. And Suho's just looking up at Beru like, big creature man. But Suho is not afraid of Beru.
It's been a while since I've met a human who's not frightened of me.
And he's kind of sweating a little bit because the last time he met a human like that was Jin. And then Beru kind of starts to walk off silently while he's looking at Suho as Suho goes, and. And then Beru flies off. And.
How strange. Why does His Highness always follow me around?
How could he not like you? And then Igris shows up. How could he not like you? And then Beru just looks at him perplexed. Think about it. An ant larger than a human can walk, fly, and even talk. What kind of kid wouldn't be fascinated?
So His Highness is fond of me for my size and my ability to fly and speak.
And then... Okay, there's things happening in this chapter. I'm already intrigued. So Beru's just scratching his head, wondering like, oh, so this kid is interested in me because I'm a giant ant and I can fly and speak. Interesting. Then apparently Beru heads back to the world of slumber, and we have someone greeting Beru. Greetings, Commander Beru.
I'd like to make a few changes to our plan.
What? What, Commander? And it cuts to Beru instructing some shadow dwarves to make something new. What, Commander? The statue of the Divine Monarch project that you designed for Our Majesty's 32nd birthday has been underway for several months.
I'm not proposing that we call it off. I just want to make some small adjustments to one section. I was thinking that part would be formed like this, and this side could be shaped like that.
Yes, that's certainly feasible. I believe that would make the finished product even more splendid. That being said, we'll need more personnel than we presently have. May we mobilize demons from the demon castle created by the architect? Yo! We haven't seen your girl from the demon realm in so long! She just pops up! May we mobilize demons from the demon castle created by the architect?
Yes, you may. Well then, I shall be off now.
And then it cuts to Jin's house. Jin got a nice looking house. This dude's got a condo. This dude's got a nice looking house. And then it cuts to, oh wait, is this Jin's house or someone else's house? No, I don't think this is Jin's house. This is someplace else. But it's cutting to people inside a car going, are you sure about this, boss? You little coward. Why? You suddenly feeling scared? No, boss. If it wasn't for that bastard Sung Jin Woo, our gang wouldn't have disintegrated like that. He did us real dirty. Isn't it only right that we make it even? You're absolutely right, boss. So it is Jin's house, and we got these dudes who are trying to get revenge against Jin. It's nice knowing you. It's nice knowing you. Yo, I knew. Okay, so here's the thing. Even though Jin's been, massively successful with using his abilities to solve crimes and put people in jail or just rid the world of some of these people in his own special way, these idiots probably would have been better off had they just accepted going to jail, because trying to raid the house of not only the most successful inspector, but also the most powerful being in existence, and you're going to try and break into his home because they're outside of his house. You're going to try and break into this man's home? Where not only he is powerful, but he's got an endless supply of soldiers who are all ready for battle, whose entire battle process, an entire battle forte is fighting monsters. Not just regular people, but monsters on a regular basis. And you want to break into this man's home? What's wrong with him, Lord? What's wrong with him, Lord? What's wrong with him? It's going to be funny. Okay, let's go. If it wasn't for that bastard Sung Jin Woo, our gang wouldn't have disintegrated like that. He did us real dirty. Isn't it only right that we make it even? You're absolutely right, boss. So here's the story. That darn detective's wife and kid were killed by a couple of burglars that broke in during the day. Understood? Oh, so you intend to kill his wife and son. Oh, that's what you mean by making it even? You intend to try and kill his wife and son? Oh, y'all deserve whatever's about to happen to y'all. If y'all die, you brought it on yourself. Understood? Yes, boss. I can't believe that a house that size doesn't have a single security camera. He doesn't need one. He doesn't need one! I can't believe a house that size doesn't have a single security camera. They're practically sticking their necks out, just inviting trouble. No need to sweat it. Just don't make any mistakes. And then they jump in. They're prepared to kill because they got knives. They jump inside the yard. And then it's only two of them. Mind you, there were more of them that pulled up to the house. Only two get inside the fence. It has already begun. The culling. It's so scary when you see multiple people walk up to a house, but all of a sudden, the numbers are gone by the next panel. Only two dudes jump over the fence. The rest of them are not there. Huh? What the? Where are the other two? I'm not sure. Those darn idiots. And then a shadow appears right behind them. Don't tell me they chickened out. And before this dude could even say anything, a big old clawed hand wraps around his face. And then Beru squeezing his head with Beru is squeezing this man's head and mouth so hard that not only can he not scream, but it's drawing blood from the force of Beru's hand being clamped around it. And then Beru just goes, ain't that scary? That's scary. That is scary. You get like a big clawed hand and it's slowly crushing your head, but the person crushing it is telling you to shh. But Beru just goes, shh.
His Highness has just fallen asleep for his midday nap. We can't let some uninvited strangers disturb his slumber. Now can we?
And then the guy behind them has already fully passed out, but the one that's with Beru, yeah, his head is slowly being crushed. Like his head is slowly being crushed by him. And then as his head is being crushed, Beru's thinking to himself. He's casually thinking to himself,
these expressions and sensations are all too familiar. I relish the trust of my sovereign and the favor of his highness, but I must admit, this kind of work makes me feel alive as well. Such is the way prey cowers before a predator.
Yo, Beru is the best guard dog. Not saying he is a dog, but he is the best guard. Period. Because he's the one most eager to deal with intruders. I love this chapter. I love it when characters have development and then you see chapters that flesh out. I love it when characters are fleshed out. I really do. I love it. And this series is very good at fleshing out characters. Now it's fleshing out Beru even more, and I love this dude even more. Now we cut to the world of slumber. And we got people from the demon realm speaking with, we got people from the demon realm speaking with some of the other shadow soldiers. And we got your girl there as well. I forget her name, but she's there as well. And it cuts to the dwarves. It cuts to the shadow dwarves going, What are your thoughts, Commander? We built it based on your instructions.
Truly impressive. This grand stone monument will undoubtedly bring joy to our mighty liege.
Now, I knew it. Here's the thing. I didn't mention it when they were during the panel, but the statue they were building was of Jin. And in my head, I was thinking, he's going to edit it so that Jin will be holding his son in his arms, isn't he? But yeah, that's exactly what happens. Beru basically had the statue changed, so it's not just Jin standing there with the Kamish dagger in front of him, but he's standing there with his son. I love it. I love it. And all the other Shadow Ants and Beru are cheering. And then in
the years to come, when His Highness is able to enter this domain, I am certain that the statue will be a deeply meaningful gift for him as well.
And then it cuts to Suho, who's just in the realm of slumber. How did he get there? Suho's in there. And Suho's just got his hands up like, ah! And then it just falls dead silent. Everyone's all like, woo! And then we hear a baby voice go, ah! And then everyone's like, and everyone's just standing there, and everyone is confused as to how he even got there.
Huh?
Ant! Several years later. Oh, we're jumping ahead. Okay. This reminds me of how several years jumped ahead in Dragon Ball Super, where we're now there with Trunks and Goten in middle school. It feels like that. Several years later.
Ma'am, would you please take a look at these drawings? They were drawn by Suho.
Oh, this is much later on with a slightly older Cha-Hei-In, and apparently this is Suho in school.
Is something wrong with them? You see, Suho's homeroom teacher instructed him to draw a friend in the sketchbook. Oh, I guess an ant standing on two legs may look a little weird.
Because she knows what Suho is drawing, but she kind of can't say anything about it because this is the world where monsters don't exist except for the ones that Jin has created.
There are more on the following pages. He drew that one when the teacher asked if he had any other friends.
And it shows Suho's drawing with him as a kid. Mind you, these are kid drawings, so they're just like super basic, like stick figures. But it shows Beru. No, it doesn't show Beru. It shows what appears to be... Is that Igris? No, that is Beru. That is Beru, because it's showing him with wings, and it's showing Tusk next to him as well.
The next one is Suho's drawing of his family.
And it shows Suho drawing his mom and dad, but also a bunch of his shadow soldiers around him. Now, mind you, to those who don't know, this could look like, wow, your kid, is he okay? Is everything all right at home? Because around Jin and Cha is a bunch of shadow soldiers.
And the last page is what he made when instructed to draw his house. It's also why I called to see you today. In our years of experience with children, we've never seen any of them depict their friends and family the way Suho has.
And it shows Suho drawing his family, but also drawing Beru and Igris and all of the shadow soldiers, and basically Jin's entire power surrounding their home.
When his homeroom teacher asked him why he drew the bottom of his house like that, he said that's where his friends, family, and Big Daddy live. At first, we had concerns that Suho may be suffering abuse.
Exactly. That's what I just said! That's what I just said! I just said that! Well, along the lines of that, is like, are you okay? Is everything okay at home? That's what I was alluding to. Like the thoughts of like, he's drawing all these dark imageries. What's happening at his house? Is he being abused? But
at first, we had concerns that Suho may be suffering abuse. But seeing how he lacks any other symptoms, we dismissed that notion. It's possible that Suho may possess an exceptional talent for the arts. I see.
Congrats on your promotion, sir! Congratulations! So, Chief Inspector!
Yo, I'm so happy for Jin. He's living his best life. This man has deserved every bit of success that has come his way. I'm happy for him. I'm happy for him! Oh, what a chapter!
So, Chief Inspector Sung, will you be treating us to dinner to celebrate the occasion?
By the way, sir, what made you take the promotion this time? You've been turning down the higher-ups for years.
I simply ran out of excuses to decline.
I gotta say, you really are one of a kind, sir. Don't you ever get ambitious to advance your career or earn more money?
Money, huh? I wonder if Sewon would believe me if I told him I used to earn more than a big-shot lawyer when I was way younger than him. I'm good. I promise I'll buy everyone around today, so you can stop sucking up to me.
What do you mean, sucking up? By the way, what do you say we go for some beef tripe tonight?
Yeah. Y'all want to take advantage of your boy just because he succeeded, but understandably so.
Then it cuts back to Household Sung.
My God, what kind of 5-year-old draws ants this well? Who would have thought our son was so gifted in arts?
This is actually pretty serious, honey. Take a look at the last page. According to Suho, his big daddy lives inside this dark ground. Does this ring a bell for... Wait, why are you laughing?
Because Jin is just laughing at the thought of his son is all like, that's my boy.
I love this chapter!
It's nothing. I just remembered something funny. That's all.
Apparently, Suho's classmates are scared of him.
His classmates?
Even though he's never bullied or yelled at anyone, they turn pale if he so much as approaches them.
It's possible that children's uncorrupted senses allow them to detect the monarch's power.
Oh?
Children can sense... Children who don't know right or wrong or have a sense of morality can detect the powers of Jin? Only when they get older, it doesn't become undetectable to them? The innocence of children allows them to sense Jin's power, and therefore the power coming off of Suho as well. Interesting! It's possible that children's uncorrupted senses allow them to detect the monarch's power. The reason why kids may be avoiding Suho is because they sense the shadow of death from him. If the power had not been transferred to me, there's no doubt it would have unleashed catastrophe. After all, it's a horrendous weapon the god of the otherworld concealed inside his most loyal subject, crafted with the purpose of annihilating all his creations. If the power of the Shadow Monarch that Suho inherited started growing inside of him, it'll be impossible for him to have a normal life. I must suppress his powers, at least until he becomes capable of exerting flawless control over them. Yo, look at the pictures! We're looking at the pictures. We're seeing Suho riding on the back of what appears to be Beru, and then Igris trying to teach Suho, and then Jin and his wedding photo with Cha Hae-in. She looks lovely in her dress. And Jin, he's just dressed up in his usual black suit. He's just dressed up in a black suit. And they're looking at all their photos. This is such a wholesome chapter. I love it.
Honey?
Until Suho is able to socialize without any problems, I'll have to seal his powers and memories of the Shadow Soldiers.
My king!
Here, this is Suho's drawing of you. And Beru takes the book and looks at it. And he starts crying. And Beru starts crying.
My liege! May I say goodbye to His Highness one last time?
And then, still sobbing, walking over to his room, he's all like... He's literally walking over to Suho's room just bawling.
Your Highness, I have come to bid you farewell on behalf of all the Shadow Soldiers.
Oh, Captain Ant.
Suho calls Beru Captain Ant.
Captain Ant.
Serving you has been a great honor, Your Highness. I wish you health and well-being until the day we meet again. And please remember to do your homework even when I'm gone. Take good care of yourself, Your Highness.
It's actually has the speech bubbles where he's crying. So sorry if I sound a little bit over dramatic. Y'all know how I do this. And then Jin, preparing, says, "Sweet dreams." And then puts his hand over his son's head. And then closes the door. And then it cuts to a picture with Beru, Igris, and other shadow soldiers that Jinho has drawn. And then it cuts, and then it zooms in on Suho's drawn, smiling face. And then it shows Suho laying it up in his bed, over the shoulder. Then it cuts to another person who looks to be older. And then light shines in through the room. And then we get a person putting on his clothes and a backpack over his shoulders. And we see a bunch of school kids walking around. And then, is this Suho? Is this an older Suho? Is this Suho? To be continued? To be continued? This is an older Suho! To be continued. Wholesome! Wholesome! I love this chapter. I love this chapter. This was a very good chapter. Let me see what all you have said. Let's see. Guess what? You're going to be excited what I'm about to tell you. What is it, Psycho? Did he take bribes to afford it? Sung Jin-woo is a dirty cop? Not even. They're tired of living and breathing. They didn't think that over clearly. They asked for it. Death in 3, 2, 1. His house is permanently watched. Feel so relaxed and enjoying your live reaction. Well, thank you. That Elsa from the battle with Jin and Baron. Is that her name? Is that her name? I forgot her name. Suho scared Beru. Gotta love the unexpected time skip. Does she know who Jin is? When I see Suho's drawing, it gives me the Insidious vibes. Yeah, to the average person. To the average person, you could get Insidious vibes from Suho's drawings. But it's not the case. Because even though they're creatures from another world, they don't have insidious intentions towards the living. They follow Jin and they enjoy their lives. That's it. That's it. It's crazy how Beru was born an emotionless, ruthless killer to the most generous second dad with emotion. It really is something. This dude, Beru, Ant King first, was born to basically to kill all of humanity so that all the ants could live and feast on them. To be the absolute bane of humanity, to being turned into a shadow soldier who still had to struggle with his instinctual tendencies, especially when he got overzealous and got way too into a fight. It got to a point where even Jin had to stop him from, maiming everyone because he went on a blood frenzy, to being a person who's by far that has the widest emotional spectrum out of every single shadow soldier that Jin has. Feel like Suho's memory will appear on its own if Jin had to wipe his memory? Well, either that or Jin lets him know, hey, this is the power you have. I had to seal it so that way you wouldn't go crazy and destroy the world, because the power you have was basically meant to destroy God-level individuals. That's the power that Jin has, and that's also the power that Suho has. An ability that could literally go up against gods. That's the ability that he has. So it's only going to be a matter of time before, Jin teaches him about this power. I can't wait to see the next chapter. The fact that it says to be continued, I can't wait to see it. Something else happens, but no peep from me. You better not! I don't want to know. I don't even want to know what it is. I don't even want to know if it's good. I don't even want to know if it's a prize. I don't want to know a dang thing at all. I want my mind to be so blank that you could literally see through it. I don't want to know nothing. I don't benefit anything from knowing what's going to happen in a chapter before I actually read the chapter. I don't want to know nothing. But this was a very good chapter. We saw just how effective Jin's home security is. It is 100% effective with 0% failure rate. Jin has become chief inspector. And Suho, even at a baby stage, at a toddler stage, not a baby stage, but at a toddler stage, was capable of entering into the world of slumber just unconsciously. And he's just up in there chilling with Beru and the rest of the ants. But his power's too great for him as a toddler to even remotely wield. It's a good thing that none of his powers didn't go out of control even at the toddler stage and that they caught on to it really quickly. And it kind of had an effect on his teachers as well. It kind of had an effect on his teachers as well because they were concerned. It was like, is everything all right? Is he being abused or anything like that? Because he'd drawn pictures of the shadow soldiers, but the rest of humanity has no knowledge of magic or supernatural powers or anything of that nature. So they just think it's like, maybe he's having an off day. And if it's not that, then like your son is very talented with drawings and stuff like that. But Jin sees just how powerful his power is. The power of the Shadow Monarch. The power of shadows itself. Death and shadows. He knows how powerful it is because he wields it. But now his son has inherited it as well. One thing I like about this is that even though Suho has inherited Jin's powers don't diminish just because another individual has powers just like him. Because it's very easy to go from seeing series like My Hero Academia where me and my family got to come here to the Dominican Republic? Really? Is that beautiful? In the pictures, Bellion got his wish to train Suho. Yeah, all right, that is Bellion. I was thinking, like, who is that? That's not Igris. But it was Bellion, because Bellion is the only one that has all the wings, but he also has, like, the glowing spot in his chest. Hold on, let me go back up to that panel. Yeah, that is Bellion. Because he's the only one that has, like, the horned helmet. I really massively drew a blank on who that was, but now I remember. So yeah, Bellion did get around to actually training Suho in swordsmanship like he wanted. Which also explains the image of the picture of Suho running away from Igris trying to teach him. I guess he went back to go train swordsmanship with Bellion, because that was, like, more proactive. Speaking of Bellion, I want to see his story. Should be interesting, because we already have the story of Igris. We have the story of basically every Shadow Soldier, but we didn't really see much of Bellion. So it'll be interesting if we get his story as well. I love these special episodes. I'm not going to keep you here any longer than I already have. Yes, sir, it's nice here. Oh, interesting. The last place we went to that was out of the U.S. and onto the islands was Nassau, when me and my family took that cruise over to Nassau, and then we went to Half Moon Cay as well. The water there is absolutely beautiful. You don't realize just how beautiful the ocean is on a beach when you go out to the beach and you can see your feet through the water, and it's not murky and dark like you would see here in America in some places. Like, I remember when me and my family went to Virginia Beach. We went there. It was kind of cold there because there was a storm that was going to be rolling in, but we still went out to the beach. And the water on the beach was like, you couldn't see through it. But going through the water in Nassau and Half Moon Cay, the water there was clear. You could see your feet touch the sand through the water. It was like Fiji water clear. And you could see the fish swimming through there. And I'm like, there's parts of the world where the ocean isn't trash? Good Lord, it was beautiful. It was beautiful. But Lord, did I get like a massive tan from being out in that sun, because in Nassau, the sun decides I am going to cook you every single second you see me. So it was that little side thing about the trip that me and my family took. It was nice. Love looking at the ocean. It's like an endless blue, especially when you go to the ocean and it's not like polluted or dirty looking. And it looks like it's been untouched by it hardly been touched by anyone. Clear blue, not murky blue, but clear. It was beautiful. But also, this chapter was beautiful. This chapter was beautiful and wholesome. I absolutely loved this chapter. The wholesome, the expanding, the character, the fleshing out of Beru as a whole. I enjoyed it. It was so good. And seeing Suho, and now apparently we are jumping ahead several years. And Suho's in school. He's probably in middle school, just like Goten and Trunks during Dragon Ball Super. Wonder if you can peek Grand Line, whatever it's called in One Piece. But just for us to this chapter to say like, hey, we're not done yet. We still got it to be continued. It's gonna be interesting seeing several years later. Like, thought you saw Luffy's ship cruising by. Oh no, you just stay out of that rainbow, miss. That's like a 4Kids exclusive episode, like a offshoot episode, I think. But stay out of the rainbow, miss. But I can't wait to see. We're jumping ahead several years. So who knows what position Jin is in? Who knows where Cha Hae-in is? Who knows where everything? Look at the message about you saying something about Sifu. I saw it, Psycho. I just didn't say it. Well, you look at your trophy list for Sifu. You're 3 trophies away from platining Sifu. Nice. Proud of you. But I can't wait to see where the story of solo leveling is all these years later. Like, where's Jin? Where's Cha Hae-in? Where's Suho? What's everyone doing in the realm of slumber? Because it's basically an eternal realm, so it's not like time passes. But I can't wait to see where the story goes. I love this story. I don't know how many more chapters we have for these special episodes, but I'm going to keep reading them until we reach the end. But I'm done. I am done, ladies and gentlemen. I've reacted to this chapter, and I have to say it was really good. It was really good. I feel nothing but an immense sense of joy whenever I see Jin succeeding or just seeing characters get fleshed out in a meaningful way, and I enjoy reading it, and I enjoy reacting to it. Hopefully you guys were able to understand me whenever I read Beru's lines,
because whenever I use this voice sometimes it's not exactly easy to understand.
but hopefully you guys were able to understand, and I hope you all enjoyed. You wish and need some action in solo leveling? Jin is, who knows, we may see it, but I'm content for the moment. Jin being actually able to relax. Because this dude had to work. This dude had to work towards earning this peace with his own family. Who's to say who's the new foe coming up, if there even is one? But we're just going to have to wait and see where these chapters go. To everyone here, all I can say at the end of the day is, hope y'all enjoyed. Can't wait to see you all in my next video. And if you're new to the channel and you enjoyed what you saw here today, then like, subscribe, share this stream with everyone you know, because the more the merrier. And maybe even consider becoming a member, because I am always looking forward to entertaining you. So have a fantastic day, and once again, as always, later peoples.